Welcome to another edition of Monroe on the Record. I'm Tom Boozy, your first selectman in Monroe, and with me today is Dr. Colleen A. Palmer, our new school superintendent, and I'm delighted to have her here today. I know she's only officially started for a day or two, but what we're going to do here today is kind of introduce Dr. Palmer to Monroe, and glad to see you. Glad you could make it today.
Thank you for inviting me, Tom.
And just a pleasure having you. Let's get right to it. You know, Dr. Palmer, give the viewers a little bit of an understanding of your background, where you've come from, and how you got here.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I have been in education for about 25 years, and I actually started as a secondary level math teacher and taught various levels, actually grades 4 through 12, and went on to earn my master's degree as a K through 12 school counselor, worked as a school counselor, and then began to think about administration, and went back for another degree in school administration. Served as an assistant principal for a short period of time, and there was a vacancy at Nonawag High School, and I was appointed principal. I have served 12 years as a high school principal in the state of Connecticut, a job I loved very much. I think the opportunity to lead an organization, to work with students, teachers, families is so exciting that I could have possibly stayed at that level, but as one has an opportunity to take on more challenges, I think you grow and you're yearning for more. So I also, along the way, went back to school again and earned my doctorate and certified as a superintendent of schools. 4 years ago, I transitioned from the high school principalship to serve as the Deputy Executive Director of CREC, a big name. CREC stands for the Capital Region Education Council in Hartford. It's a RESC which serves 35 school districts in the capital region. And in that capacity, had an opportunity to work in various aspects of education. Oversaw all of technology services for 35 districts, special education, the Choice program that has 1,100 students from Hartford who go out to 127 schools in the capital region each day. But significantly, CREC also serves as a school district operating 8 schools, and so was able to oversee the student achievement of those 8 magnet schools. And through that capacity, enjoyed what we could accomplish together as a team. And again, I think it's just a natural progression. At some point, you want to lead your own organization, and I just got to the point after being number 2 that I said I would like to really see what I can do in terms of leading an educational organization myself.
Well, that's great. Why Monroe? What lured you here?
That's a great question. I had begun to look for a superintendency, and you want to make sure when you're embarking on that decision that you find a community that you think is a good match, because you want to serve where you think your talents can be put to good use and where you're going to meet the needs of the community also. I had several colleagues in the state who had called me and said, "Colleen, Monroe's open, why don't you think about it?" And I also had noticed the posting, and I was exploring this as well as a few other superintendencies. And as I did my research, because I didn't want to pursue a position like this unless I really felt comfortable it was right for me, and as I said, the community also. Spent a lot of time researching Monroe and spent time in the community. Actually did a lot of visits. Would come out on weekends and just drive around, talk to people who worked in Monroe, talk to colleagues who knew about Monroe. I heard there was a new selectman in the town, and what.
Surprised it didn't scare you off.
No, I had heard many positive things about the direction of Monroe, and also opportunity. There are also some challenges. Every community has challenges, and I was seeking a position that I thought that I could put my talents to good use and help move a community forward. And the passion for education is evident in this community. Talking with parents, they truly have pride in the school district. And families, community members want the schools to be successful. So there, in my quick research, I didn't ascertain any undertones of negativity about the district. Obviously, resources are always a concern in every community about funding education. So that also was something that, you know, rose to the surface as I spoke to folks around the town. But again, I think people want the very best. People are willing to work hard, and in the end, I want what's best for children, and that's clearly what I heard from town officials, from residents, and from the educators. So I pursued the application.
I think that's a very prescient comment about Monroe, because I've lived here for 23 years and there is a passion for education. There's also passion to keep taxes down, but we'll talk about that in a little while too. But when you think about, obviously you've achieved so much in your educational sphere, and you've gone and done a variety of things. What turns you on to education? Why education? Why not, you know, business? Why not politics, government?
Early on, as I entered college, I had thought about being a math or chemistry major. Always drawn to the math and sciences, and it's interesting. I'm not sure that our society encourages enough people to go into education, and some people would talk to me and say, well, why do you want to be, you know, I was thinking about education as a possible career path, and some people say, well, why do you want to be a teacher? You can do so much more. And I think that the values that I have, I derive personal and professional satisfaction from helping others and helping children have opportunities in their life, and I can't think about anything more exciting than working with children and helping them reach their dreams. So as I went through college, I found myself tutoring other students. I started helping more students in an educational capacity informally, and then applied to the School of Education, and have never looked back. I'm in the right place.
Great. Now you've taught in the classroom. What's the biggest difference between the classroom and being in charge of a school or being in charge of a district? I mean, there's got to be differences, and there's, especially that first time you do it, you know, you kind of leave the pack and you have to go out and lead. How did you deal with that the first time around?
The first time I was a leader of a school rather than a teacher. How did I deal with that? I think we all are comfortable with what we know, and obviously I was very comfortable in the classroom, but I think that the leadership skills I had developed as a teacher, and this is something I hope as a superintendent, to be able to develop pathways of leadership so it isn't so distinct as individual silos in education, that our teachers have opportunities to develop leadership skills. But I think I was fortunate that I had opportunities along the way to develop leadership in various capacities as a teacher. And as you hone that skill set, it's not such an unnatural transition when you assume leadership of a larger organization. I do think that there are some differences when all of a sudden you are supervising your colleagues that were just teaching in the room next door. And I think that clear expectations and looking at continuous feedback for people and being fair in that whole process speaks volumes. And I think that you can be an administrator and work side by side with teachers and still have the common mission and achieve those goals together.